This
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. What do you say, Alfonso?
Were you at the open fire with Alfredoni and all them out there?
no,
No.
I missed that one.
That one was pretty
Yeah, great.
So
It's
they're
a
doing
big event.
lizards, fucking.
Yeah. All of the B-roll. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I'm Alfonso.
How long you work here, Alfonso?
I've been here about 2.5 months.
How long you been involved with barbecue?
10 years.
10 years. Any previous locations you worked at?
Yeah, I started at Valentina's Tex-Mex Barbecue, and I worked there for about 8.5 years. And then I went to Treaty Oak Whiskey Distillery, and I started managing their barbecue program there. But decided to come back home to San Antonio, and this was a great place to pick up that barbecue job I've been doing.
Happy here?
Oh,
Happy so far?
super happy. You got a great pit crew here. Great pits. Probably like one of the nicest pit rooms I've ever worked in.
What do you think of the location?
It's awesome. It's right in the heart of downtown, and it's like constantly people from everywhere coming here every day. Line about 45 minutes long, get to meet a lot of cool people.
What's your shift look like when you get here?
Typically, I'll get here at 11, and I'll start by trimming any needed briskets that need to be trimmed to get the cook on. Then I'll season, throw them on. I'll be here up until wrapping, and that could be anywhere from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then after that, I pass the baton on to the next guy, and he'll pull the meat off for the next day.
Alfonso, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. So, Alfonso, walk us through how you trim a brisket.
Yeah, so when I start off trimming, I generally open the package right here where this fat is. This fat typically is taken out anyways due to the fact it won't render and break down. So it's a pretty safe place where you won't mess up the brisket. I'll start by cleaning out right here in a swoop manner. Save this for later on. We'll cook that down. And I'll generally just try to take off any fat that's in excess underneath the flat. Trying not to take off any of that red meat. We're not going to take off everything. You can leave a little bit. Once we flip it over, I'll generally start by trying to make sure the fat is cut at an angle, nice and smooth. Shaping the brisket the way I want it, nice sports car shape. At this point, sorry, I'll come this way and just kind of give it another clean swipe. And then from there, I'm gonna come along the sides, kind of shape my brisket, and not only shape it, but it'll allow me to see how much fat I'm working with on each side. And when I come down right here, I'll generally look to see how much the fat is dangling over, and I'll consider that my starting point once I slice down. Now that I can see how much fat I'm working with all the way across, I could trim the top part more appropriately. All I'm doing on the corners right here is getting it nice rounded edges. So that way, when I wrap later on or during the cooking process, it's as aerodynamic as possible. So now I'm gonna come at an angle this way and just try to round it up.
Yo, Hunter. Paxton came by yesterday.
And then once I come on the fat side right here, I'll just try to take off as much as possible. When you touch it, it's kind of soft right here. It gets a lot more dense in this area. And I'll use that kind of as a guide to take it off. And I'll also look right here because this is a good guiding point of how much fat we have on the cap. And all I'm going to do is try to just round it out. And then take this little fin off right there, so that way we have a nice smooth brisket. Pretty little fat content right there. Barely any fat content right there. And then we got it right here. And we'll call that a day right there.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Now, Alfonso, what's your favorite knife to trim briskets?
I like to use this knife right here for most of the work. However, if I need to do a little bit of detailing and round out the corners, it's a little easier to use this one at times. But these are the two knives I like to use. And as far as the boning, I like for it to have a little bit of bend. So that way, in case I want to just swoop down, I have that option.
What's some good tips to but to get a nice trim brisket?
The colder the brisket, the easier it is to handle. The fat's not as jiggly, it's a lot more dense. So I recommend chilling it as long as possible before you start trimming. Once we're done trimming, I mean, the most important part I would say is taking care and fire maintenance at this point. Because you could hack a brisket here and there, and as long as you cook it right, you'll still have a great product.
How many brisket do you think you trimmed? Did you like?
Thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah, thousands, yeah.
How many in those bins you did today?
Typically they're about 24 in a bin, so.
Probably around 50 briskets.
Yeah, this is about 50, maybe 55 briskets right here. You're right.
Yeah, very good. Well, hey, Alfonso, thank you very much for the tips, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming by.